I hope you've enjoyed working on Chuckle, and now it's time to move on to Groan. So for this one, I asked Liza to incorporate some microtones into an etude. So a few tips for this as you're working on it. A really important thing, and this is a real game changer for me in terms of working on microtonal music, is that microtones are real notes. They're not out of tune normal notes. So a quarter tone is 50 cents in either direction from the equal tempered pitches that we all know. So I would suggest getting out the tuner, figuring out where these notes actually are. Microtones can center, they can resonate in the instrument in the same way that any other note can, and very rarely we get these from bending notes with our lips. So we can use combinations of alternate fingerings, extending the slides, and we'll make the instrument just the right length that it needs to be to play these notes. The moment that you wrap your head around this and incorporate it into your practicing is the same moment that working on and performing something like this really becomes like performing anything else. As a general rule, fingering-wise, approach the quarter tone from above. So you're going to want to find a fingering, for instance, let's say E quarter flat. You're going to want to find a fingering that gives you some flexibility with slides. So for instance, if you're doing this E quarter flat, I would suggest doing finger 3 and then kicking out the third slide to get the instrument to the length that it needs to be. Another example, let's say B quarter flat. For that one, we can't use finger 2 because we can't move the second slide. So you're going to want to use 1 and 3, kick out the third slide, and that will get you down the 50 cents that you need to be to play the B quarter flat. Mark the fingerings. So as you'll see here, I mark fingerings all the time. It's just a way to make sure that in real time, in performance, I don't second guess myself. I don't read a quarter flat as a regular flat or a 3/4 flat. No nonsense. I'm just knowing exactly what it is that I need to do. I color code these too in the same way that I color code mutings in Chuckle. Really, you can do any system that you can come up with that helps you do it. And then the last thing I would say is that microtones have enormous expressive potential. So Liza marks this etude at 72, but you'll notice that she also marks it freely. So what's the gesture? What pitches create more tension than others? What's the phrase shape? It's titled Groan. What does that mean? How's that going to influence the way that you play this? How is this etude a groan? The goal is to move your listener, whether we're using our 12 normal equal tempered notes or we're using these microtones. So have fun with it, be expressive, and enjoy working on this really, really beautiful etude.